Welcome back. I've got this oil burner all set up now, ready for the first fire. So, first things first is safety. So, please be safe. Don't try this inside your house. Do it in the shed or somewhere safe. And if you don't understand oil or combustion, I suggest you don't mess with this at all. Anyway, just looking at my design, there's the burner. It's got the air intake from the bottom, so all air has to go through this little burner. And there's the oil feed, goes into the bottom of this pan. And what I did as a bit of a safety is I drilled a hole in the top there, so for some unknown reason, if oil ever overfilled, it would go through that hole into the bottom, and I'll put a little bowl there to catch any wasted oil. There's the burner itself. Obviously this is the first try, so I don't know how it's going to go. I most likely have to do a bit of tuning, but we'll see what happens. I'm just using engine oil as well, and I've just got it in a little drum through a 1/2 inch ball valve as a main isolator, and then feeding this little funnel here. So I did a funnel. I like the idea of a funnel because it makes putting Kero in there a lot easier. And this is the hose going to the drum, and that's just a 1/2 inch valve with a 1/2 inch oil hose. So we'll see how it goes. So just priming up the oil here, and I use Kero as a pre-light. So I like this funnel design because the Kero goes in real easy. I don't have to worry about putting it into the fire burner itself. And then I just use a little torch. So you could use a fire lighter, I suppose, but I found that the Kero lights up pretty good. You can see it here. It's starting to, when I open the door, air comes from the outside, and you can see the flame dies down. Close the door, air's forced through the base, and you can see there it's actually burning pretty good. So there's good airflow, which is a good sign. So I just start off on Kero. I probably left it on Kero for a couple of minutes, and after that I just slowly put a drip feed of oil in. So when this first light, I actually only had one section of flue on. I'm not sure if it makes a lot of difference having more than one section, if it improves the pull on it for air, but there was a slight bit of smoke on Kero. I don't know, I assume that's pretty normal. And at this point, been running for a little bit, I start dripping oil in. So I started off with just a small tail of oil, and it seemed to burn pretty good. So what I found is, we can see it here again, just opening the door, the difference it makes. So the burner design I'm really happy with. So you can see it picks up really quick. Obviously the size of the flame is dependent on how much oil you put in. I've tried all sorts of things. So a little tail of oil, I'm not sure yet. It's probably, we can see it here, but that's probably 2 or 3 litres an hour. The thing really burns quite hard. So this is the first burn. You can see it's burning quite rich. So, and it was smoking a little bit. So what I did is I took the burner out, cooled it down, and then I opened the ends up a little bit. So I've just extended the slits by probably 1/2 inch on each one, just to let a bit more air in. And it's very hard to even tell the difference, but you know, it made a difference. So you can see it here. This is the second attempt. Bit of Kero again, fired up real easy. Flame looks really good, and same thing, I've just put in various lengths of oil. So there's the extra flue on. It's burning much cleaner now with that extra bit of air. You can see there the flame looks pretty good. And as I said, I just changed the rate of the oil going in. So I had a tail of oil there, and then I dropped it right down to just a few drips. And what I found is, if I have that tail, like what you could see there, it gets really hot. Like the flue was actually glowing red. So at this point here, I dropped it right back to a drip like that. It's hardly any oil going in there. It burns well. What happens though is the oil burns off at the back of the burner, so there's not enough oil in there for the flame to go all the way around. And then here's with the oil cranked up, still burning pretty clean. But as I said, at this point here, the thing is getting so hot. So it's still pretty hot here. I don't plan to burn a lot of oil. I've got a stack of wood. So I wound it back to this sort of a flame. I think this will be hot enough, but I won't really know till it gets actually into the winter. So this is a bit of pre-work, I suppose. Either way, it looks like this has plenty of potential to crank it right up.